Hello and welcome back to the Psych Legal Pop Podcast. This is a podcast where we talk about popular culture through the lens of an attorney and a therapist. I'm Tess Brigham. I'm the therapist.
And I'm Brooke Brigham. I'm the attorney.
And we are back today with our Sister Wives Rewind. We're actually going to be covering season 9, episodes 11 and 12. So episode 11, A Boy or a Girl, ? And episode 12, Meri Catfished. Next week is the premiere of season 20. So we just could not leave on this cliffhanger.
Yes.
of Meri, God knows what is going to happen now with Meri and the catfishing.
We have to
10
finish
years
off
later.
this season. Yeah.
Yeah. So,
yeah. Plus it's it's a two-parter because both episodes take place in Alaska.
Yes.
This family trip to Alaska.
Yes. Yeah. So gosh,
they're
exciting.
packing for Alaska.
Yeah, they're going to Alaska. Hunter can't go because he's at the Air Force Academy. And it's very exciting because Michelle, Logan's girlfriend, and Caleb, Maddie's boyfriend, are also coming. Now, Cody is beyond excited. Caleb is coming.
I know.
He's so excited for Caleb.
When Cody looks at Caleb, he has this look on his face like he wants to just like laugh in glee, but he's trying to hold it together. And his smile just wants to burst open. And it's like, my God, I've never seen such a man crush.
Yeah.
It's uncomfortable.
It's like a girl with her crush, like a teenager, or a preteen, and like, oh, he's here. I'm so excited he's here kind of thing. And like bursting with excitement.
Well, and when they were packing for Alaska, I thought it was interesting because Cody's standing over the bed and he's got like 20 of his dress shirts, so it kind of spread out. And he's got 5 dress shirts in this hand and 2 in this hand, and he's sort of looking at them, just looking like, which dress shirts do I take? And it's like, you're going to Alaska, like you don't need all these dress shirts. Maybe a couple of flannels, some t-shirts, I don't know, like
he was preparing for a lot of fancy dinners out or something. I don't know.
Yeah, and the packing just looked chaotic,
Oh, yeah. Well, as always.
Yeah.
I mean, Dayton's like, well, this kind of caught me off guard. I'm like, yeah, no kidding. Probably because you just found out you got adopted and now your picture has been transposed with this man thing. And now you're like, oh, now we're leaving for Alaska.
Yeah, it's your new life, Dayton. Get used to it.
But hands down, the best was Savannah sitting alone making a list.
I know.
Did you see that? Making a list of things to pack. I'm like, there she is on her own, trying to figure it all out.
Yeah. Savannah in these episodes, she's kind of like turned into, she's growing up. Like she's, we're just seeing more of her. And we're also seeing that she is really like kind of begging for attention almost. Like, she's like trying to get, when they were in the woods, we'll get there, but when they were in the woods on that hike and they were talking to that Alaskan native, she was just grabbing onto Cody for dear life. Just because it was the only time Cody was still. He had to be still, and she could come up to him and she could wrap her arms around him and she was just like hugging him super tightly. I don't know why. I just kept noticing Savannah like trying to connect with people.
Oh, that makes me kind of sad now.
It is kind of sad.
But before we leave for Alaska, Cody and Robyn, they need to go to the ultrasound together. Did you notice that Robyn had one of those due in January shirts?
Oh, yes, a bedazzled due in January. It's like, what?
It's such a dumb thing to buy, because the other thing is with maternity clothes, when you're buying it, you kind of half know, like, okay, I'm not going to put a lot of time and thought into this because, right? Like this is temporary. This is a temporary thing. But that is a commitment. You can't even pass that down to somebody.
No, who's going to want it or be able to
you have to
wear
find someone else who's due in January.
Yeah.
It's so weird.
Well, can we go back a little bit?
Yeah.
Okay, so when they're talking about how this is the first time their kids have brought a significant other, on a trip. Janelle starts talking about Maddie and Caleb and how they met,
Mhm.
and she points out that when they first met, they sort of had a spark, but Janelle's talking in the third person, like she's talking for Caleb and saying, "Oh, she's way too young. She's 17. That's just way too young. I'm 10
Mhm.
years older than her." And it's like, "Okay, well what is she now? 19? And you're
Mhm.
29? Is that
Yeah.
that's better? That's okay. You're legal now."
Yeah, it's about being legal. I'm sorry, but they've always this is how they talk about everything. They know the audience is going to have an issue with the fact that she was 17 and that he's 10 years older. And
Mhm.
so they're covering their asses. They're covering his, they're covering Maddie's, they're covering all of it as a way. Listen, did something happen between the two of them before she turned 18? I don't know, but they know how it looks. And
Right,
they
they have
know
to,
they're already under scrutiny and they know that it's going to look weird. Not weird, sorry, that's not the right word. They know people are going to raise an eyebrow about Maddie being so young and getting married to this older guy. It's their way of covering.
Yeah. And then also, it was interesting that when they had all the older kids on the couch, Logan says this several times in these episodes, but he basically says, "Look, this is a family vacation. There's going to be drama. So we just have to accept that." And,
Mhm.
realize that Logan is very much like, I really felt like he's the leader of this family. And this is sort of like he knows this is his last hurrah with this big group of people. He's not doing this again.
Mhm.
Although
This is his goodbye.
I think they do it again though, because then I think they go after um Maddie and Caleb get engaged. I think they then go to Hawaii on that trip to Hawaii. So anyway, maybe it's not the last vacation, but I also thought it was interesting when Cody is in Robin's bedroom, which it was weird. We saw all these bedroom. We never see the bedrooms.
Mhm.
And they had the car picture,
Oh, I
you
didn't
know,
notice that. Okay,
loaning
yeah.
the Lexus where they're leaning up
Mhm.
against the Lexus, the photograph, but a
Mhm.
blown up photograph by the doorway. And Garrison comes in and he's kind of he and Cody are kind of clashing. They clash a lot.
Yeah, they do.
Just
They do.
interesting. And later they talk more about Garrison and his personality. I just thought it was interesting, but
Hmm.
anyway, I just kept picking up on all these. I'm looking for more subtle details and clues of things because
Mhm.
we all know the big picture of these people, but I don't know.
Yeah. Okay.
Anyway, back to the ultrasound.
Yes. Well, I love Cody. He's like, "Well, let me try to guess the gender. Let me look at this equipment." And he's looking and looking. He cannot figure it out.
I
I'm
don't
sorry. He wouldn't
understand
admit that he
those.
couldn't figure out.
No, I've never looked at an ultrasound picture and been able to see anything. I'm like, well, where's the head?
Mhm.
It
Mhm.
just it doesn't look like anything.
Yeah. I mean, I think technology now, because I have clients who get these, like you can get 360 scan.
Oh
I mean,
yeah,
it's crazy what you
4D,
can
yeah.
get done now. And you can really see the baby. But back when we were having kids and back here, it wasn't so sophisticated.
No.
Though actually this is what, 2015-ish,
Well,
right? So it's not that long ago.
they did have the close-up look on the face,
Mhm.
the but the body, and she's like pointing out, well, there, and it's like, what, where? I don't, the body doesn't
Yeah.
look like
Well, and
anything.
then also figuring out the, like, sex of the baby, I mean, that's a little bit more advanced. I don't know.
Mm.
Anywho, yeah, so next we know, they know the sex, but they're not gonna tell us, and next thing we know, we're in Anchorage, Alaska, and then they have to drive 40 miles for this big rental house, which was really nice, this huge
Mhm.
house that was rented for them, and, yeah, I guess there's a lot of talk of Michelle and worried about Michelle. This is a lot. Michelle's like, I come from a very small family and this can be overwhelming and blah, blah, blah. It's a lot of this like beating these dead horse kind of things. Like,
Mhm.
Michelle's going to get overwhelmed. What's going to happen? Maddie and Caleb are serious. What's going to happen? Are we all going to interrogate Caleb? All of that. There was a lot of
I
this.
find the parents' obsession with Caleb, not just
Yes.
Cody, but all of them. They're obsessed
Yeah.
with him.
Obsession. And then also, well, are any of you getting to know Michelle?
Yeah, yeah.
You know?
Maybe focus on her for a minute.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm wondering if it has to do with marriage and like how much people will let them in because I get the sense that, Maddie is welcoming all of these adults and all these people into her relationship and into her life and their opinions. And I think Logan keeps it like
Mm-hmm.
really, I think he has a firm line. And I think he has said to his mom more than
Yeah.
once, we're both going to grad school. This is not something we're discussing. And I think, and again, I think this is the difference between men and women. The male children, the female children, of like how much are their boundaries respected?
Mm-hmm.
Because I think they do respect Logan's more than Maddie's. Even if Maddie put up a boundary now, I think they still wouldn't hear it.
Yeah, no, it's
So,
true. I know Logan told them, don't overwhelm her, don't bombard
mhm,
her. And he made a comment about how he has to kind of pay attention to when she starts to look like she feels
yeah,
overwhelmed, and then he removes her and says, "Okay, it's enough. Let's go on a walk or let's leave or whatever." Yeah, he's
mhm.
much more um yeah, he's much more boundaried
Oh yeah.
than Maddie.
Um, I was going to say something else about this,
Although
but it
Maddie
escaped
I
me.
think she sort of likes the attention.
Maybe, maybe. I mean, they're two different people. They
Yeah.
they want different things. And listen, Maddie's remained on this show. Maddie's done a
Mhm.
podcast. Like, yeah, I think she is more open to people focusing on her. Now I can remember what I was thinking about. I also think, and this would never be said out loud, but I think Cody feels some proprietary ownership in a way over Caleb
Mhm.
because Caleb was married, he's the brother-in-law of my brother,
Mhm.
of my, and I think Cody feels like he's my friend.
He was
He's
my
my
friend
friend.
first. I knew him
Yeah, like
first.
I knew him first.
Yeah.
You know him because of me. So
Mhm.
therefore, and I think that's the other part of it too, of why
Yeah.
Cody feels like why the family feels more freedom to involve themselves in
Yeah,
Maddie's
that's
relationship.
true.
Yeah.
That
So
is
then we
true.
have this kind of interesting scene with Saul, who I guess, got upset about something. And I guess he raised his hand, though I don't think he raised it in a fist. It feels like he just kind of raised it.
Well, he's kinda like punched the air,
Uh
in
huh.
Gwen's direction, I think.
Uh
He wasn't
huh.
even close to her.
Yeah.
But yeah, he was upset about and maybe he wasn't even upset. Maybe he just punched the air.
Mm hmm.
Like y and then Garrison really flipped out.
Yeah. Yeah. Got very
Uh,
upset. He felt like it was very, very disrespectful. And I kept looking at it like, well, yeah, I'm with you because it didn't feel like something that was you need to overreact to. I was not there, but
mhm.
and then, and rightfully so, the parents are like, this is not your child. This is not your job.
But see,
Eh,
then the flip side of that is Cody's like, "I'm the parent, let me do the parenting." And
Mhm.
it's like, "Oh, okay." So when it's parenting things you like,
Mhm.
like, I don't know, disciplining or whatever, throwing your weight around, that's fine. But when it comes to like child care, caring for your children, tucking them in at night,
Mhm.
cooking, cleaning for them, whatever, then we're fine letting someone else parent them,
Yeah. Yeah.
whether it be an older sibling or a nanny or whoever. Um, but yeah, I mean, but Garrison seemed very angry because he says, "Well, we don't want to end up raising a narcissistic brat." And it just seemed really like I couldn't figure out why he was so angry.
I
Um,
think I think he's already witnessing this dynamic between Robyn and Cody.
mhm.
We are reading Christine's book, and the farther I'm in the sections about Robyn and the family in that first couple years, and how it really was noticeable that she was treated differently, and this is their
Mhm.
child. And I think Saul probably was babied a
Oh,
lot
yeah,
more.
he is
A
babied, you can see
and
it.
and I think that he saw that that's how Robin was. He's seeing now how this is how his dad is, and so I'm sure there's different layers of frustration of, "Wait a minute, this isn't following the unspoken rules of our family of how we raise people. Don't we raise
Mhm,
kids to be independent and strong and stand up for themselves?" And there's that, and then there's also, "Wait a second, I never got all this treatment. My mother didn't get all this kinda good treatment.
mhm,
Why is he now getting all this treatment?" And the other thing I thought was interesting was we do hear from Garrison, and he says, I was just trying to have a conversation about this. Dad just made me leave the conversation or kicked
mhm.
me out. I wanted to learn." And I was like, oh, this is something else. I also wonder if, and maybe Garrison, it comes across as a fight, but what Garrison's really trying to understand is, you know, when would this behavior be okay and when wouldn't it be? I got the sense that he was trying to kind of figure out something because he was hurt that Cody kicked him out of the conversation.
Right,
I think
and
he
I
just
think
felt like he just said goodbye and as opposed to let me sit down with you, son, and explain to
mhm.
you why I'm feeling the way I'm feeling.
Yeah, he cut him off because Garrison was starting to point out, I think, like, "Hey, you parent Saul differently than you parented, you know, other kids or other boys or whatever it is," and, um
Yeah,
yeah, I mean, you're
that's a very
right,
good
like,
point. Yeah,
he's noticing the differences, and it hurts his feelings, and then
yeah.
he says something about, "Oh, dad's all wise and powerful," and, um and then Janelle says, talking about Garrison, "At least he's not losing his temper or, putting people down. He's come a long way." And it's like, "Oh, okay." Like, did Garrison have, like, some
I don't remember this period of
anger
time.
issues
I mean,
or
obviously, we've seen that him and Gabe get into it, but like
Mhm.
nothing that goes beyond two brothers who share a room or whatever, right? I
No, I
mean,
think she's talking about Garrison and Cody.
maybe.
I don't think Garrison clashed with his brothers like that, just beyond normal
Hmm.
whatever. I think she's talking about losing his temper with Cody, perhaps. I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, we saw a scene earlier. Garrison's willing to say the things that other people aren't willing to say.
Mhm.
And I think that, one thing about Garrison is that, and this is why this comment really stuck with me of like, I want to learn. And I'm like this too, which is I want to try to understand what these dynamics are so I can understand what's happening here. And I think that for Garrison, he's a sensitive person. And I think that he also is someone who believes in fairness and
Mhm.
in what is right and what is wrong. And I think for him, it was Robin coming into the family was very confusing, not only in terms of how it changed the dynamic, but seeing these changes with his father.
Mhm.
And I think that he, really he was trying to push Cody in different ways. I think he was pushing Cody to kind of push his buttons. I think he was pushing him, but also he was pushing him to notice these things like, Dad, I'm going to point some stuff out to you. Can you look at this? And also to notice me,
Mhm.
notice this kid that's trying to understand it. But I think all Cody saw was, you're not obeying me. So I'm pushing you aside. And I think, right, I think this has been the ongoing
Yeah.
dynamic of um Garrison just wanting to be heard and
Mhm.
acknowledged by Cody. So,
Yeah.
anywho,
True.
so now,
Anyway, it's
yeah.
is this the day Caleb's coming? They
No, no,
Oh,
no,
we
no, no,
still
no.
have a oh, they go out to
They go
breakfast.
out to breakfast, but then we see Cody saying, I haven't seen Caleb in 2 years.
God, they talk so much about Caleb, I can't tell, like, is he coming today? Is today the day? Is it
No, no, we're prepping for Caleb.
Okay.
Cody's getting all excited about I haven't seen him in like 2 years, and I think he's going to talk to me about Maddie and her hand in marriage. Oh, I'm excited. Okay, but first we all have to go to the grocery store together.
I thought this was fascinating. When you think about it, I'm like, "How did these people survive?"
I don't know. I don't know. I don't know how they've
How
survived up until now. I don't know how. I don't know. I think for the most part, they always did their shopping separately. even when they
Mhm.
were all living in the same house, I do believe they all did their own shopping,
Oh, yeah.
always, and I think that, yeah, and I don't know, I think maybe the producer said, "You all need to go. We want you all to go.
Oh,
We
yeah,
rented you this
yeah.
huge house. You
Right.
all need to go. We're
It
paying
was
for this."
definitely yeah, it was, set up that way, but I'm just like, yeah, they end up spending this is for 8 days for 24 people,
Yeah, 576 meals.
so they ended up spending $2,900. Um, and they were just buying simple things,
Mhm.
hamburgers and hot dogs and eggs and, whatever, nothing fancy.
Well, did you do see that Mary was grabbing the Fiji water?
Oh, was it Fiji water? I
Fuji,
didn't
Fiji,
notice.
and that's very expensive. I'm just
Yeah.
saying. That's very
Well,
expensive
Mary
water,
has
so
expensive taste, and
yes.
Cody was searching for almond or coconut milk.
Yes, yes, because he needs alternative milks.
Right. He has special dietary needs, which
Mhm.
we know he's gluten free,
Mhm.
and I guess he's maybe dairy free.
Yeah.
Um, that's
We're
that's a lot. He's a high maintenance person. Uh, Not that that's really high maintenance, but he has so many things. He has so many.
But yeah, so yeah, it was like 10 to 12 fully stocked carts. I mean, I think it was smart of
Jeez.
them to be like, okay, who's in charge of what? I mean, it could have been even more chaos. But they were like, okay, you're in charge of these meals, you're in charge of these
Mhm.
meals, you do this. And so, but it was one of those things where, yeah, I mean, you may be buying bread for one meal and then someone else is buying bread for breakfast. It's a little bit like, okay, better hope that you didn't duplicate. I don't
Well, they
know.
divided it all up. They split up like one person, I can't remember who, Robin was going to get the stuff for all the sandwiches, because they made sandwiches every day for
Mm.
lunch and took them wherever they were going.
Mhm.
I don't know. I'm sure they ate all that food, to be honest with
Yeah.
you. That was a lot of people. And also there were other people like Mindy was there, Grandma
Mhm.
Annie was there. I feel like there was more than 24 people. And then there was another person who I probably one of Robin's cousins or sisters, because Robin
Mhm.
can't go anywhere without a fleet of
Of
helpers
help for her one child.
for her
Well, was
one, child who would possibly need,
care.
extra help with. Yeah.
Yeah.
So anyway, there was a lot of people. And again, Logan comments that before the drama starts, it's really nice in the morning. We can sit out on the deck and have a cup of coffee before all the drama starts. I mean, he's just like
Yeah, he's figured this out. He knows how to go to his happy place.
right, he
And
knows how to boundary up and
mhm.
in the morning I'm getting up early, I'm going out on the deck, I'm going to have my coffee before the chaos starts and then I'm going to disappear.
Okay, can we go back to the cost of everything? And I don't
Yeah.
know if things are more expensive in Alaska. I know things are more expensive in Hawaii because everything has to be flown in. I don't
Mhm.
know if that's the same in Alaska if
I'm
food is
sure it
more
is.
expensive. But 3,000, I mean, that just seems like a lot. Like, how are you people affording to eat? Like
Well,
$3,000
that's what
for
I'm saying. How
for
are
an
these people
entire
surviving?
week. And I don't know if it's maybe this time around because the producers were paying for it. They were like, maybe Mary's like, I'm getting the
Right,
Fiji water,
exactly.
or I'm getting this. I'm getting the store brand. I'm not getting the store brand
Right.
Cheerios. I'm getting the good stuff. That it could be that, but even still, even if it was like $2,000, that's a lot of money, and for four families, and not all of you are working. I'm just thinking about like my life and how much we spend on food, and we could not afford this. We could not afford $3,000 for, I mean, it
Yeah,
just seems
but you're 3
crazy.
people. Like,
No, I
think
understand. I understand that. I understand the differences, but I'm just saying it blows my mind how irresponsible this is. I guess I keep coming back to this is a lot of money. Like, you guys must spend so much on
yeah.
food that it just hit me of, you don't have enough money for this.
Right,
Do
well,
you know what I mean?
because $3,000 for 24 people for a week is not a lot, because that's like, 100 and something per person. I mean, And I
Yeah,
know
that isn't that much.
when I go grocery shopping, I go to Trader Joe's and I spend around 100, and
Mhm.
that's all I buy for the week. So, like, that's I think $100 a week ish per person, not counting like going out to eat, or that's
Mhm.
pretty normal. And that's what happens when you have this many people.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, I don't know. I don't know how they feed everybody.
Yeah.
How do you buy meat? How do you buy like all these eggs and milk, and
Y
that's why Christine was canning and
yeah,
garden
yeah.
growing food in the garden.
Well, and I also think that maybe they, sandwiches were like peanut butter and jelly
Mhm.
or right, like that this maybe was special that there was meat and cheese on each
Right.
sandwich. I don't know. I don't know. It really it just struck me how expensive all of this must be. That's all.
Yeah. Well, it's also interesting when they were trying to guess how much it was going to cost.
Mhm.
And Christine was the closest. She said
Yeah.
3,000. Robin said 4,000. So that kind of makes you think, well, like, is Robin used to buying more? I don't know.
Mhm.
Cody and Janelle both said 2,500, which is,
Relatively
Janelle, of
close.
course, on the low side.
Yeah.
Janelle's making it work for
Oh, yeah.
for
Well,
less.
Janelle, even though they told her she could buy anything, she was like, "No. This is the Cheerios we eat, and that's how it is," you
Yeah.
know?
And Cody doesn't know. He doesn't go to the grocery store. Doesn't do any shopping for the family. So,
Yeah. All right. Well, we got no more time for this because next we need to pan for gold.
yes. So they made, 24 sandwiches.
Yeah, that was the other thing too. Was I watched like each sandwich is the same? I guess it makes sense. You cannot let each kid make their own sandwich. It would be a nightmare.
Yeah.
But
I
I
mean,
kind of thought
maybe
maybe they'd have a little more control.
maybe they just put out the basics, and then the kids come along and put whatever condiments they want and wrap it up, and
Hmm.
that's their sandwich.
I don't know. Um.
Yes. Robin says she loves gold, so she can't wait
Oh
for this.
yeah.
I mean, I don't know what she thought, she was going to come back with a gold ring or something, but
Yeah.
anyway, so the Christine, and they're talking about this place, it's kind of like this old fashioned-y, um it's like on a river, and I don't know if there's all these structures, cabins, and
Hmm.
I don't think these are original buildings. I think this is something that they built for tourists.
Hmm.
And Christine thinks that these are places where the actual gold miners,
Hmm.
lived and settled there. And
And it
and
looked
so
like a plural compound to her because everything
right,
looks like a plural compound in her eyes.
right. That's how she sees the world. So and then Cody says something really nasty. He's like, he makes this he takes his hands like shaped like a box, and he's like, her world is still very small. That's okay. Like, really condescending.
Yeah, but I will say that these 2 episodes, I could see how Christine's annoying.
Oh, she was very
She was
annoying.
very annoying during these, like, talking about just the overacting for
Mhm.
everything. I was like, "Okay, I can see how she's annoying now. Got it. I'm with you,
Well,
Cody, on
well,
this one."
yeah, because right after he says that, she starts freaking out on the couch about, "I got gold, I got gold," and, like,
Mhm.
she's, like, flipping out, and Cody's just looking at her like, "Oh my god." Like, everyone's embarrassed for
Yeah.
her. She's just I don't know what she was on that day, but
I think she overcorrected. Do you know what I mean? I think she's at this point now in her life where she's seen sort of this dynamic with Cody and Robin, and she's
mhm,
accepting that this is her life. And I think she's like, well, I'm just going to be as happy as I can be. I can just be as happy as I can be, And she kind of
mhm,
took it to the extreme. I don't know. So, but yeah, I mean, we see this whole thing with, everyone trying to get the gold. It seemed like a lot of goddamn work for
oh, yeah,
whatever it is. Um, but yeah, I mean, Savannah was really into it. Savannah was determined. Um, and then Christine makes a comment about she loves watching Logan and Michelle, together. I was like, "Oh, Christine." She's just
Yeah, because she's looking at a young couple in love, and she's
yeah.
like, "God, I wish I could have ever experienced that."
Yes, that would have been nice.
Yeah.
Garrison won the contest. Truly is very upset she did not get the most gold because she wanted that schwut. She wanted the schwut,
The
the
T-shirt.
shirt, the
Yeah.
t-shirt, but she's accepting it.
Yeah.
Um,
So now I believe again now we go back to talking about Maddie and Caleb
yeah,
even more,
because
and
he's
it's just
coming.
like
Yeah.
he's coming the next day. It's like this is a foregone conclusion, that they're just gonna get married.
Mhm.
And again, like contrasting with Logan and Michelle, nobody is asking them like when you're gonna
Mhm.
get married. But I think a lot of it too. I think Maddie has told them
Yes.
we are gonna get married. He's gonna propose to me. He's gonna talk to dad. So, all of this, I guess they're trying to pretend like everyone doesn't already know the plan.
Well, but the other thing too is that Maddie agreed to talk about this on camera. So the
Mhm.
producers are like, "Listen, we got to focus on this relationship. This is because I think Logan was like, I'm not going to introduce Michelle on camera, but like if when we go on the trip, that's fine. I will talk about her. But I think that's the thing. I think the producers are like, well, this is the storyline that's there that we're going to follow.
Mhm.
So,
Yeah.
but yeah. And Cody keeps talking about how he wants alone time with Caleb. I really want some alone time with Caleb. And oh, okay,
Yeah.
Yes.
So he's I guess, he's on his way. He's 10 minutes out and he
Yeah.
calls and says I'm 10 minutes away just to warn everybody. And then Cody's mocking them, saying, "Oh,
Mhm.
I love you. I love you." And that was very immature. I mean,
Well, wasn't it around this time that Janelle gets into that whole thing about the 2 of them, how people saw that they were talking and that they had chemistry
mhm.
around that time when Curtis died, and then isn't this when she had to jump in and explain that, when she was 17, nothing was going on? Wasn't it
Well, that
this
was in
part?
the very
Oh, that
beginning,
was in the beginning. Okay,
that
sorry.
she explained that, but yeah, she probably had to explain it again,
Yeah.
because they always have to anytime there's any hint of, like underage, whatever,
Yeah.
they have to clarify. They're like, "Oh, well, they well, I don't know, the story kept changing. First it was like they had like a instant chemistry, then it was like but then Maddie said, "Well, we didn't like each other at first."
Yeah.
And then they grew to like each other. I don't
But
know what the truth
but
is.
again, it's I think they did have I think they did have instant chemistry. I think that she's protecting him
Mhm.
because you cannot admit I had chemistry with a 17-year-old.
Right.
So he can have chemistry with a 19-year-old, but not a 17-year-old.
Mhm. Yeah.
But did you see? So Cody's making all these comments, everyone's doing that. And so Maddie goes outside. And of course, who takes charge? Daddy Logan. And he
Mhm.
says,
Yeah.
be cool, everybody.
Yeah, simmer
Let them
down.
have some time together. Let her greet him, and then he will come in. It's like, thank
Yeah.
God you're here.
I know. He holds his family together.
Yes.
Not even Cody could recognize that.
Yeah, Cody's
And
like, oh, that's a good idea. Yeah, let's
yeah.
go do that.
No, Cody's all excited. He's ready to run outside and,
Yeah.
pick up Caleb and give him a hug and twirl him around. Are you kidding me?
You think he was looking at Maddie all jealous, like, oh, I wish that was me out there with Caleb.
Oh yeah, he is.
Yeah.
He's jealous.
So, yeah, and then we got to learn about Caleb and Caleb's knowledge of polygamy and plural families and all this kind
Mhm.
of stuff. And, I mean, I think obviously he knew about it. He says, I've known about it since I was 14. And it's like, okay. And,
Yeah.
not how
His
he wants to live, but who cares?
yeah.
So,
He's been around this family. He knows. Like
mhm.
he's heard all about it, knows all about it, but um he's being very respectful and um
Yeah.
yeah.
So this is when they then go to that Winter Creek Trail, the
I did a
Iditarod.
rod trail.
And so, and this is where they meet that guy. Um, they meet an Eskimo named Mo. Are you talking about that? This is where Savannah's hugging Cody for dear
Yeah.
life. Um,
Well, I don't know. Is this the? The first trail that they went, well, maybe it is.
Yeah.
Oh,
Well,
okay.
this is when like, I think they're hiking for a while, and
Mhm.
then they run into Mo, and Mo's like,
Mhm.
sees all these kids and says, "Are you Mormon?" And they're all like, "Oh, yeah," you know? Um, and then we see them having to go across this tram where you have to
Hand
pull each other
hand tram or
across.
hand
That did
tra
not seem
yeah.
like fun to me at all. That would seem very scary in that
It
rickety
did
little
seem
thing.
s it did seem scary, and also, like, then you have the people on each side having to pull the rope to make it
Mhm.
move. I don't know, that was a lot.
It seemed like a lot. That did not seem like a good time, but again, they all thought it was great.
Well, and Christine was trying to be fun Christine, and
Mhm.
she was being a lot, and
Yes.
everyone kinda I felt was getting annoyed by her.
Mhm.
But yeah, so we see Savannah hugging Cody for dear life while he's talking to Mo. Then we see Logan holding Savannah's hand and Logan leading the group to a lunch spot. And he says,
Yes.
"Oh, this is a good spot. Let's stop and have
Yes.
lunch." It's like, "Well, thanks, Daddy Logan." Meanwhile, Cody's like, "Doo doo 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 doo."
Oh, no. You know what Cody's doing? He's plotting the next move, which is, "I've gotta get alone with Caleb. I've gotta get
I
alone
need
with Caleb.
alone time
I need alone time with Ca." Oh, wait, he's over there eating with Maddie.
with
Okay.
Maddie.
This hands down was, I think, the funniest scene ever. One one of Cody's finest scenes is him cornering poor Caleb and Maddie. I mean, Caleb hasn't even how long has Caleb even been there for? I mean, he's been in
A few
Alaska for like
hours.
a few hours. He's finally eating a meal. They're sitting down, they're sitting on the ground trying to eat their goddamn sandwiches. And they're sitting Caleb and Maddie are sitting next to each other on a log, and here comes Cody, like
Yeah.
separating himself from the pack to sit down, and instead of just saying like, "Hey, let's talk about this or that," he's like, "I'm going to tell you about the time that I was courting Robyn. Of all the people, you can't even go to the time that you were courting Janelle. You know why? Because he didn't really court any of them.
No.
The only one he really actually courted in
Right.
that way,
Was Robin.
maybe Meri. I would say Meri, but Robyn.
Yeah.
So, but he can't even remember Meri, so he's not even going to bring that up."
Mm.
And he tells him this whole story about how, and he's doing this voice of stepdaddy Paul, of, he told me, no, she had a bad example. She had a
Bad
bad
marriage.
time, bad marriage,
Yeah.
blah, blah, blah. So no flowers, no chocolates, it's very deep voice, no hand holding, no kissing. I'm like, oh, that's interesting, Cody. No kissing
Mm.
until marriage because they kissed. We saw it.
Mhm.
So,
Well, that's just what stepdaddy Paul said. At that point, Cody had already kissed Robin.
oh yeah.
I mean,
They were
yeah,
banging in that Lexus. I mean, I'm
yeah.
sorry. It
He's
it
like,
was
"I'm way ahead of you. I I came here to, ask if I could marry her, and you're going backwards talking about, the courting rules."
Yeah. Oh,
Um,
no. We're way past that.
yeah, and Cody's whole explanation for this is he was trying to make Caleb feel comfortable.
Yeah. He was like,
He's
I'm establishing ground rules and trying to pave the way. So it's a little bit like, oh, if I don't sit down and show Caleb how I'm a bro, and I too have been
Mhm.
through this process of courting a lady, that if I don't show him that
Yeah.
I'm this bro, Caleb won't know what to do. He
Yeah.
won't even know how to
He'll
even
be
handle any of
afraid to
this.
talk to me. I need to let him know that the door is open. I've
Yeah.
laid down the red carpet.
Yeah.
I mean, he's
I'm
just
approachable. I'm
yeah,
your friend,
right.
Caleb. I'm your friend.
And meanwhile, Maddie looks mortified. She keeps
Yes.
looking at him like, "Please stop." And
Mhm.
he's just not picking it up. And Caleb looks a little afraid, kind of like, "What does this mean? Is this
Yeah.
positive or negative? I don't understand what's happening." The whole thing was so confusing, and then to have Cody explain it in a confessional, like he's just so what a brilliant idea, Cody.
Yeah.
Like, you're so
Well,
good at relationships.
Just because you have a lot of them doesn't mean that you're good at them. This is
Yeah.
what I love. Like people who's been, it's just because you've been married 4 times doesn't mean that you're a good husband.
No.
Just means he got married 4 times. So I don't know. The other thing too is if you really take a step back and look at this from Caleb's point of view, Caleb did not sign up to be on a reality show. He,
Mhm.
through, these circumstances, ends up, meeting, falling in love with this girl. So now he's being told, like, listen, this is part of our family's life. You're going to have to come on this trip. He's there for 3 days, flying
Mhm.
from where Wyoming to or Montana
Montana, yeah.
to Alaska and back in a 3-day period. So he's exhausted, he's jet lagged. And this is like he has been there 5 minutes. And now you have a camera on you, watching you and examining everything that you're doing. And this guy's sitting in front of you telling you this story. It's like, what the? I mean, the inability to have any kind of awareness of like, oh, what's Caleb experiencing right now
Right.
is beyond him.
And
Beyond him.
I felt like we'd already established that yes, Caleb was going to talk to Cody
Mm-hmm.
at some point on this trip, but instead of letting him just do that in his own way, Cody has to like, you know,
Yeah.
have the spotlight.
Now, did Cody say this in front of Maddie and Caleb, or did he say this in a confessional where he's like, I know the look of love. My little girl is smitten.
Oh yeah, I can't remember if he said that to her face.
Was she right there? Because I I remember what was I saying? Okay. Yeah, I remember thinking a little bit of I feel like I should have written this down that if he said this in front of her. Because I remember thinking like, God, Cody, you're kind of whatever vibe she's trying to go
Mhm.
with this relationship right now, you're kind of blowing it up for her, right? Like
Mhm.
we're at the, I understand that they want to get married, but we're still at the like, don't, you need to be a little cool. You need to be, and then here's your dad going, oh, she's smitten. I can tell. It's like, dude, don't, don't mess this up for me. Don't, don't show all my cards,
Right, right.
you know, or don't, and also don't speak for me because
Right.
you're putting, you don't know.
Yeah. I know, and I just thought of this. I bet you this is the first time a lot of these kids have even met Caleb.
Yes, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Because I'm sure the older kids were the only ones that went to the hospital
Yeah, and I don't
when
even know if
Curtis
he's ever
passed.
met Robin. Um,
Yeah, well, Robyn acts like they're best friends. Or
yeah, of
Robyn really
course.
pretends like she knows
And
all of that.
Aurora, of course, is
I know. I should stop picking on that poor girl, but god damn it, she's
Did you
just
see the headband she was
ugh,
wearing throughout
yes. I'm like, this is
these
not
episodes?
attractive. Yeah.
It was
Not
this
flattering.
ugly headband. It's like, where did you get that?
Yeah, these are hard years on Aurora. I mean, these tween, these are hard years for everybody. Like these are sort of an awkward time.
Mhm.
But yeah, and then he says, I want Caleb to pick a time to talk to me, but not with all the kids and wives around. Then why are you sitting down in front of him now, you idiot? Do you know what I mean? It's just
Mhm.
God. But now's not the time. I'm just laying the carpet out.
Yes.
So
Meanwhile, back at the cabin.
we've got to announce if this is a boy or a girl.
Oh my
But
gosh.
they were going to wait for the last day, but they found out that Hunter, who I mean, obviously has very limited phone time.
Mhm.
And he got some call from the producers that are like, you got to call into the show at some point. And he's like, okay, I can do it at this time. So
Mhm.
Hunter says, I can call in. And so he calls in. And is this where Janelle gets very emotional every time she thinks
Mhm.
about Hunter being away? And I
Mhm.
mean, which I get and understand. Um, but did you clock the way in which they were going to do the reveal in that Robyn had bought dolls?
Mhm.
I was like, "Oh, interesting,"
Yeah.
because we know she likes
Dolls.
dolls and
Yeah.
dollies. So I was like, "Oh, is this where the fetish started? Like here, or
Oh, I'm
was
sure
she
it
already
started a
really
long
into
time ago.
dolls?" Yeah,
Well, and also, why did she need to have 2 dolls? Why?
because she wanted Saul and Truly, to open them, like the two youngest. I think their idea was let's let the two youngest kids do it. But the problem is that I was confused because I was like, oh, are they only going to open up the one that's the proper, like the gender of the one? Or because now you just have two girl dolls.
Mhm.
So,
They could have both opened one doll. You didn't have to buy 2
yes.
dolls. They could have, their Saul could barely open the one
Yeah.
package, they had to coach him of how to open it.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, Saul could have been taken out of it and he would have been fine.
Yeah, he has
But
no clue what's going on.
I mean, truly knew what was happening. But again, I think this is Robyn. Like, if this was Janelle, she wouldn't buy a goddamn thing. But like,
Mm-mm.
Robyn always has to spend the extra money.
Mhm.
Um, so yeah. And then ta ta da ta da, we find out it's a girl. Oh my God. Oh no.
Yes, and Hunter says, "I just love my sister so much." He's just so sweet. I guess that
Mm-hmm.
boot camp kinda whipped him into shape. I mean,
He's always been
he's always
sweet.
been sweet, but, like, he's, like, he's just older, more
Yeah, more
mature,
mature.
extra
Again,
sweet.
he was always sweet. He was sweet when he showed up in the middle of the night to see Solomon after he was born. He was not he was just going through something at that
Right,
moment in
right.
time. Like, God damn it, can he be a teenager for 5 minutes? Like, so what? He didn't
Well
want to hug the baby right away. It's like,
well, as we see in the next scene, these people, they don't let you forget anything.
oh no, are you talking about the tale of two Maddies?
Yes.
Oh, I
I
wanted
was
to
triggered by
kill.
this. I was
I
triggered.
I was triggered too. I was so pissed. It was Christine who brought it up, and we've talked about this before. And I try very hard because it's very easy as an adult to want to go back to that kid and be like, oh my God, when you did this, and this when you were a baby, or you were like this, or you were like that. And it's in, I don't like it when my older relatives do it to me because they still see me as a kid. And it's annoying. It's this whole
Mhm.
thing of like, let someone evolve.
Right.
And you are also sharing things about them that maybe they didn't really want to share. You're getting into their relationship and you're telling
Mhm.
him things. Like, what is the point of telling Caleb the tale of two Maddies other than to embarrass Maddie? What would be the point?
Yeah, because 'cause they're
There's a new
basically telling him, yeah, at one point when Maddie was a teenager, she was, what did they call it? Was it sad Maddie? No,
angry Maddie.
angry Maddie.
Angry Maddie.
And yeah, I mean, I don't think she wants her, future husband
Mhm.
to know this whatever. Shocking. When I was a teenager, I went through an angry phase.
When
Shocking.
yes, when my parents
Yeah,
decided to
to
rip
rip
us
me
out,
out of my life.
to
Yeah.
then first put cameras into our lives,
Mhm.
then rip us out of our own lives and have us come here and all live in the same place, and then find out there's another kid with limited resources,
Mhm.
finite resources. Yeah, maybe she was a little angry. And what pisses me off even more about this is, why is it the tale of two Maddies? There's no tale of two Hunters,
Mhm.
tale of two this, you know what I mean? Tale of two Paydens.
Right.
It's never the boys. It's
Right.
never the boys, ever. But God forbid Maddie has an opinion and feelings. So let's make fun
Yeah.
of her.
No, I thought it was rude and
Yes.
that they brought it up again and then they showed clips of it.
Yes.
It was really like, God, yeah, let her age with some dignity. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, what if we all walked around reminding each other, or what if I mean,
Yeah.
that would reminding each other of some stupid thing we did or said when we were in junior high or
Mm-hmm.
high school or whenever. It's like that's just rude. It's cruel to do that. Because yeah, people evolve and kids are kids for a reason. They're learning how to live in the world and growing and I mean, this really bothered me. And then they
Mm-hmm.
showing all the clips of it and I think Christine even said that it was meant to embarrass her.
Mm-hmm.
And they played this thing at her high school graduation party.
Yeah. Yeah.
Meant to embarrass her.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay. Wow.
So did you this is Robyn, where she talks about how she's watching Caleb's every move. And so I think this is one of the things I will say, whether this makes Robyn smart or diabolical, I don't know. But I do think that Robyn is an observer. And I think she watches things, and I think she figures out the dynamics of things. And then I think I think this is how she's been able to kind of position herself in this family the way that she did, is that she watched. She saw the dynamics. She watched what was going to work or not. So she's a
Mhm.
watcher. But I mean, her watching Caleb's every move, and what do you think? If you didn't like him, that Maddie was going to say, "Oh no, I can't possibly marry
Yeah.
him." Cody is creaming in his pants right now. I'm dead serious. I
Yeah,
mean, I
you're
hate
not
to be
gonna change his
gross,
mind.
but that is the truth of what's happening. Don't
Yeah.
even Let's not get it twisted here, okay? So you can't stop this.
No, Robin's just trying to act like she's important, like her opinion about Caleb means anything. It really
Mhm.
doesn't.
No.
Yeah, Maddie's gonna get married to this guy regardless. It doesn't matter what you think of him.
Yeah.
Um, yeah,
So
so Maddie says that it was last summer. So I guess when she finally turned 18, maybe.
yes.
um, the both of them went on four-wheelers up in the mountains, and that's when they caught feelings for each other.
Yes. Yes, yes. So I think they talked on the phone. I think they were flirty. I think they were fun, but I think he basically was like, this we are not seeing each other until you're 18. And I think
Or at
that's
least being physical, yeah. That we're not
yes.
gonna be physical with each other till we're 18. Because Maddie went to remember she went off to college that first year. I don't know what
Mhm.
month her birthday is, but I kinda feel like she must by the time she went to school, she must have been 18 or just turning 18,
Mhm.
and so she was on her own, like, he could come
Mhm.
visit her or vice versa, you know what I mean? So I think
Yeah.
that's when it started, is when she went away to school, and I remember there was an episode, I don't know what season it was, obviously before this, where the family they're driving to Nauvoo or something, and
Oh god.
they're
Yeah.
driving through Utah, and they stop and they visit in southern Utah, and they visit Maddie in her dorm
Yes, yes.
apartment thing,
Mhm.
and she had, like, a bouquet of roses on the table or the counter,
Mhm.
and everyone's like, "Oh, what is this? Who's this from?" And she's just kinda like, Don't worry about it." I bet they were from Caleb.
Yeah. Yeah, probably. Probably. But yeah, they wrap up this episode by talking about how, Maddie most likely is going to move to Montana, that Logan and Leon are both thinking about going to grad school, and that this could be
Mhm.
their last summer, their last vacation together.
Yeah, I think
Little do they know it's probably not. Yeah.
no, yeah, because they do end up going to Hawaii.
Yes. All right. So now,
Okay.
let's um episode 12, Meri Catfished.
Now
And
I had a question here. This is my
yes.
first thing I wrote down because they show people in the morning getting up and getting ready. Where do you think Caleb and Michelle slept? Do you think they slept with? You think
No.
Logan and Michelle slept together?
No. I think that they slept. I think the girls slept with the girls and the boys slept with the boys.
Mm.
Because then nothing could possibly happen.
Oh
They're so
no,
stupid.
they'd never like run into each other in the middle of the night.
Yeah. Well, when I worked at the drug and alcohol place, this was the funniest thing. And I always felt like, God, why didn't anyone, like, no one ever thought of this before? Was, a big part of being in treatment is you cannot, know building relationships with people.
Hmm.
But it was amazing. But you would hear things about, like, oh, I caught these two girls like lying in bed together. And it was always kind of like, oh, they're just gal pals. And I'm like, you guys, they're not.
Yeah, gal
But it's
pals who barely know each other just happen to meet up here at this rehab, and now they're best friends.
they're besties. Now people get close fast because it's like summer camp.
Yeah,
You're
it's
together all the time.
intense.
So I can see how people can get close fast, and I can see that. But I was just like, but we're not. But if it was a man and a woman, we would automatically go there. And I'm just like,
Mhm.
this is just. But it's just so funny. This very conservative family that's like, well, let's separate everybody by gender, and then that way, no hanky
Then
panky can
nothing will
happen.
happen, yeah.
Nothing will happen. It's like, maybe, maybe not. But no, there is no way that they let either of them sleep in the same bed. No way.
Okay, you're right.
I mean, I've known people where, like, the couple would be in their 30s, but they weren't married, and they went to visit somebody's family, and the family's like, "You're not married, you're sleeping in separate rooms." I mean, obviously, and two people are, like, living together, or,
Right, like,
they're
we're
in their
there together
30s for
full
Christ's
time, but
sakes.
okay,
Yeah.
like, come
Yeah,
here.
but again, that's very, very conservative.
Very
So,
conservative.
yeah.
Okay, well then these crazy kids go on a double date.
Yes, yes. Cody, first we have Cody. This is the best vacation. He's just all excited. He's in Alaska. He's in the outdoors. He's with Caleb.
He's with Caleb. He seems to love more than his own son. Cody wanted to go on that date so
Oh,
bad. He probably tried to come and the
no.
producers were like, "No."
He was angling the whole time for
Right.
him and Caleb to have alone time. He's like, I think we should go on this
Yes.
fishing trip, just the two of us. Just the two of
Yeah.
us, don't you
Just the
think?
two of us
Yeah.
on this boat all day.
They're like, no, we only have a couple camera crews. We cannot have a whole camera crew following the two of you. It's okay. We'll be alone. We don't need a camera crew.
We'll self-film.
Yes, yes. So, but I thought this was interesting where Logan talks about how, which we've never really heard him talk about this, which is, it's hard to date people because
Mhm.
that, women assume that because he was in plural family, that this is what he wants. And that's what Michelle said too. She was kind of like, I didn't think he was serious. I didn't want
Mhm.
to be serious with him because I assumed that that's what he would want. Um, So, anywho, and it
Yeah.
was like, yeah. And I know Maddie mentions like she dated some guy in high school who assumed that she would be okay with him dating other women, which is so ridiculous. I'm like, dude, that
Yeah.
guy was just looking for he was just looking for an excuse. Like,
Yeah. He was just testing the boundaries there.
yeah,
Yeah.
going, will she put up with this? Oh no, she won't. Crap, you know.
Yeah.
But Michelle likes Cody. She thinks he's like a big kid.
Well, she said at first she was intimidated by him, but yeah, she realized he's harmless. And
Yeah,
Caleb said, "Well, I'm not intimidated by him." So he had
yeah,
to
because
lay
Caleb
that
knows his number.
he had to lay that down.
Yeah.
And then isn't this where they have the older kids on the couch again and they're talking about
Yes.
like the pros and cons of a plural
Yeah.
family?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, and they're not wrong. I mean, I'm sure it is. And the best part about it is probably all the moms, all the
Mhm.
supports, all the people, and the fact that depending on how you feel and what you needed, you had someone to go to.
Mhm.
And that's rare. And the one thing that's different is that, right, once upon a time, I don't know what the stat is, what year it is, but back in like if you met and married someone back in the 40s or 50s, there was a very high probability, it was like something like an 80% chance that you grew up around them,
Mhm.
that was what communities,
Right.
that's what communities were, was like everybody knew each other, you grew up with these people, this was the family. So we used to have these communities where people could go to anybody, the aunt or the
Mhm.
grandmother, whomever. And I do think that's one part of our world that we live in today. People talk about how lonely and isolated they are. Yeah, people
Mhm.
they should be, they need their support and that kind of support. So it is really positive in that way.
Yeah,
But
and you can also see how much they really like each other
yes.
and even to this day, none of the siblings are estranged
Yeah.
from this sibling group. They are all,
Mhm.
still, I mean, certain people are closer than others, but it's not like anybody is estranged or on the outs with someone or
Well,
that
even
I'm
with
aware of.
Robyn, yeah, and even with Robyn coming in and being like, what she's been saying recently of no one ever accepted me and my kids. Again, all the kids were like, wait, I mean, to them, that felt very insulting to hear that because they didn't feel
Mhm.
that at all. They felt like these were their siblings. They've
Mhm.
been nothing but welcoming, always.
Yeah, and even through all this other stuff, the Browns still speak kindly and say they would like to have a relationship with
Hmm.
Robin's
Yeah.
kids, but Robin won't let them. They're
Hmm.
not safe.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. And you
So
know why? It's because Daddy Logan leads them. It's because Daddy Logan is the center of this family,
he
of the
is.
children.
I don't know what this family would be without him. I don't want to even think about it.
I mean, again, they are so lucky they got Aspen and Logan as the
Mhm.
first two. They're so lucky. And maybe the job, maybe that role put them into this place, but those two have the temperaments for this. Like
Mhm.
they really do. Much more than someone else. I mean, right? Think about someone else who had been born, if someone else was born first and
Well,
first
birth
male.
order shapes a lot of who you are. So,
Yeah.
like, no matter who was born first, they would have more tendency to be more of a leader. That's because that's just kind of that whole birth order dynamic, you know?
Oh, yeah. I know. Presidents are always firstborns. Comedians are always
Yeah,
the
last,
youngest.
the youngest. Yep.
Oh, I wonder if I
No one
would be more
cares by that point.
serious.
Especially in big families. I know
Yeah.
some people who are like at the tail end in big families, and they're like, nobody cared about me. No one
Yeah.
even brushed my hair.
Yeah.
It was just kind of like,
And that's different when there's only like two of us, because I really did not feel like I was neglected by any means.
mm,
But I guess when I came along, I think our parents were at a point where like we got to let go. Maybe they both felt like we got to let go, and because we
or
don't
you're
have as
just
much
more
control.
chill. Yeah,
Yeah.
when you have your first baby, you're so, you just don't know what to expect, and it's scary, and so
Hmm.
yeah. Then after that, like, okay, nothing. It's all going to be okay, and
Yeah.
whatnot.
But anyway, we don't have time for that because Cody and Janelle are taking the older kids fishing. And
Yes,
ooh, and
deep sea fishing on the ocean
yes, yes.
for
So
for
they're going deep
halibut.
sea fishing, and then Meri, Christine, and Robyn are all taking the younger kids dog sledding. And is this where we meet Nicholas Pettit?
Yes, Nick.
Nick, this guy.
He lives with the dogs out in the woods.
Yeah, he lives with these dogs all summer long. He's like, that's my, he's basically, if you're wondering if I live in that tent, I do. And
Yeah.
the other thing too is I guess he has to eat every meal in town because he can't have food. He
Mhm.
cannot have any food out there. And that's the other thing too. It's like, boy, you can't even have a late night snack. Like if you get a little hungry, you probably
Mhm.
can't even have like a bag of nuts in your tent, right?
Well, maybe if you put it in a sealed container, because I know, like, at Yosemite, they have those bear boxes that
Mhm.
they don't want you to have a lot of food out there, but if you do, you have to put it in these bear boxes where the bears can't get in. But it just attracts bears, and
Mhm.
you don't want bears around these dogs, and, you know, that could be a disaster.
Yeah. Yeah. Well,
But this this was cute, like, with all the little puppies and the kids holding the puppies.
in the
It
little
was cute.
houses, each of them had houses.
Yeah, a little
And I just
doggy
want to
house.
say, listen, do not complain about my dogs. They are they're slightly better behaved than these, right? I mean, I was like,
What?
these
These
dogs
are
are,
professional dogs.
I don't know, but they seemed crazy. They seemed like they were running around. I mean, yes, they organized and then went there. Did you think they were? I didn't feel like they were under voice command.
Oh, they were, and they were talking about
Okay.
how that Nick, he doesn't even have to really yell at them. He gives them these very subtle kind of. It's almost like he makes a noise. One noise means
Mm,
go left, and the other ones go right. I don't know. I mean, these dogs, they won the Iditarod. I mean,
yeah. Okay.
these are award-winning dogs. I don't
All
know. Well, your
right.
dogs have ever won anything.
All right.
Did they even
Fine.
graduate from obedience
N-
school?
well, Biscuit couldn't go because he was he we got him during COVID. So yeah,
Mm.
but Jabba did graduate. But everyone graduates. Everyone graduates. Trust me.
Everyone gets a certificate.
Yes. Yes. Just for showing up and paying the money that you have to pay.
Okay.
All right. So, but I thought all of that, it looked like that was a lot of fun, like for the
Mhm.
kids to get on the sleds and they're going around and doing that. But we don't have any more time for this because they're on the boat and they're leaving in 10 minutes and Caleb hasn't caught anything yet.
Oh
And
no.
Cody's so
Cody's
upset.
worried. He doesn't want Caleb to get his feelings hurt.
He doesn't care about anyone else in that
No.
family. Like
No.
my children, my wife, anybody. No. Caleb hasn't caught anything. But thank God he catches a huge fish. He catches the biggest fish of the day.
Oh, thank goodness.
Yes. So, um, yeah, and then I guess after that, what is this? The next scene that I have is this is when
This is
Caleb,
it. Yeah.
it's happening, right?
This is the scene.
So I guess because I was wondering about the fish that they caught. So I guess then when you go on one of those trips, they take all your fish and then they ship it back to your
Yeah, because
house. Oh,
Janelle said
interesting.
that it had already been like cleaned and cut up and
Mm,
frozen. So yeah, they do all that for you and then they ship it to your home and it's there when you get there.
that's nice. See,
Yeah.
I would do stuff like that if I knew that was going to happen. The
Yeah,
whole
if I
time
didn't
I
have to
kept thinking,
handle
like,
the
what do you
fish.
guys are going to have to cook these fishes, right? I mean, what are you going to do? You can't
Yeah.
take that on the plane home. I
No.
mean, so anyway, this is it. It's very exciting. Cody's outside and Caleb comes out and he says, do you mind if I talk to your dad by himself? And you could see the look on Cody's face. Cody
Yeah.
was brimming with excitement. He had
He
this
was
smile on
he,
his face.
he was trying to be cool. He was
Hmm.
really trying to be cool, but he could not
No.
stop smiling. He was bursting.
Yes. Yes.
Bursting.
He had been waiting for this. He cannot believe it's happening.
I was kind of surprised that Caleb agreed to do this on camera.
I think because Maddie asked him.
Okay.
I,
Boy, he must
I
really love her.
yeah, and I think and I do, and I think again, even if it's not overtly said, I think there is a covert message in all of this for all of these kids, which is the show has provided us with a lifestyle that we could not
Mhm.
have.
Mhm.
You like this, you like that, got to get on board. And I think Maddie long ago was like, I don't mind it. I'll get on board. And so I think that's what she said to Caleb, like, listen, we're going to be on, it's going to happen this way. Sorry. If you want me, this is how it's going to be. And I think he just was, because obviously he really likes her. I mean, this is what he says. He said, I was in my life, I'm looking around him. He's 29, he's almost 30. He's like asking himself these questions about, I'm sure all
Mhm.
of his friends are getting married. And I think he was like, what I realized I was missing my soulmate. And
Mhm.
so I'm sure if he feels like she's his soulmate, he's willing to do what he needs to
Yeah.
do.
True.
So yeah. And this is where
Yeah.
he asks for permission. Does he say to marry her or ask her hand in marriage? Can't remember what the exact line was.
I think he must have said marriage because I wrote down that Cody said I'm not sure if he said this in the confessional or to Caleb's face, but he says, "When you are married, I turn her over to you."
Yes, I clocked that.
It's very dramatic.
Yeah, when the two of you marry, I turn her over to you. And I was like, F you, turn
I
her
know.
over?
Like she's a
Like,
possession that, you
a-
turn over
and that,
responsibility for.
yeah, and that you currently quote unquote own her
Own
today.
right,
Like she's a
right.
legal adult now. She doesn't even live with you.
Mhm.
So you're going to turn her over to Caleb. It was gross.
Yeah, I didn't like that.
No.
But he did say that the reason why he respects Caleb so much is because when his brother died, he took responsibility for Curtis's widow, his sister, and their children, and he
Hmm.
really stepped up. And um, so I think that's admirable. Obviously, he was, you know, very mature about it, and
Hmm.
yeah. What can you? Everyone loves
Well,
Caleb.
if this is this when Caleb says that is this when Cody says that Caleb shows the essence of manhood? Because I wrote that down.
Yeah,
E-
probably.
essence of manhood. I was like, only Cody. Only Cody
Yeah.
comes up with this stuff.
The essence
Um, yeah. Oh, and then Cody talks about how marriage is one of the hardest things that you're gonna do. This whole thing about you need to honor what I've learned is you need to honor your love, and being in love is not enough to maintain a marriage, and blah 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 blah, blah. I'm like, oh, okay, Cody,
Yeah, I
got
don't
it.
we don't need to hear marriage advice from you, Cody. Let's just leave it at that.
Yeah.
Let's move on. Uh
Oh yeah. So, and then this is where their neighbor gives them a big salmon
Mhm.
to cook. And
Yeah.
Robyn pukes.
Yeah, I don't blame her.
Hmm.
That would make me puke if I was pregnant. And maybe even not pregnant. I mean, this is like a fresh,
Yeah. It looked very slimy.
pungent salmon, and they've got it there in the kitchen, just like dripping all over all their
Ugh.
taco salad
I know that's the other
fixins.
thing. Robin's like, I'm making taco salads. She's like, fish has no part in my taco salad.
No. So, yeah, it was yeah. And when she went to the bathroom to throw up, Dayton runs after her and he's like, "Are you okay, mom?" And he's like, "Just relax." He was being so, you can tell this is not his first
Yeah.
rodeo, and
Yeah, it was Dayton and Aurora
yeah, that was
who
sweet.
went. Yeah.
That's
Well,
sweet.
yeah. But
Trying
I
to
do.
find redeeming
I
things
know, I
about
know,
these
and I'm not.
people.
I'm not saying anything about Aurora or Dayton. I think it's very sweet of them. But I do wonder if they've been put in this role of you need to go check on your mom.
Right, right.
Like,
She's delicate.
yeah, that kind of thing. So Caleb's leaving in the morning, and oh God, Cody's like, you got to say your goodbyes now. Because you can't say goodbye in the morning. They're going to get up at 4 a.m. I'm not getting up at 4 a.m., which kind of surprised me that he wasn't willing to get
Yeah,
up
he
and take
wouldn't.
Caleb to the
Yeah.
airport. But Janelle was, of course. Janelle and Maddie
Yes.
are going to get up and take him off. So, yes. And so
Yeah, so
this is the big so now let's cut to this big scene that happens at the end. Ay, ay,
yeah.
ay.
So it's their last night and they're going to Jack Sprat for dinner.
Mhm.
And, they're talking about how this has been the best family vacation ever. And then so they're eating, they're kind of making small talk, ordering some food. Robin is, she is so focused on this butternut squash soup that she's eating. She just, just is slurping her soup.
She is pregnant.
Yes, she's loving the
She's
soup.
hungry. Yeah.
And then Meri says that she needs to talk.
Yes. Yes.
And then she just kind of starts rambling um, about how she's been struggling with stuff lately. Um, Leon leaving for college really threw her for a loop because she's doing this empty nesting alone.
Yeah, which is she's absolutely right.
Yeah, she's
No one
absolutely
even
right.
bothered to even Robyn, with all of your observations, see, this is
Mhm.
one of the things about Robyn that really does tell me, like, she's observing, but so you're aware of this, Robyn.
Right.
Cody at least is ignorant because
Yeah,
he's
he
too
has
busy
no
falling in
idea
love
what's
with
going
you.
on.
And Janelle's in her own place, and Christine's losing her mind, because Cody doesn't love her. But you're the one that you have the secure relationship, and you're supposed to be quote unquote her bestie here. And you never
Mhm.
thought to say anything to Cody about the fact that, like, this is a unique situation.
Yeah,
Anyway.
and you know what? I think well, Christine and even Janelle, they did notice stuff about Meri because they did
Mhm.
talk after Meri spills her guts. They talk about how they have noticed that she's been lost for a long time. She's been detached. She's on her phone a lot.
Mhm.
So they've noticed it. Everyone but Cody, of course. Um, And, then Mary, it gets like even darker.
Mhm.
She says that she's going to be doing something. She doesn't know what. Her house is like so quiet and lonely. She's alone so much of the
Yeah,
time.
that was heartbreaking. She
Yeah.
turns on music and then she's like, "But I'm alone so much of the time," which again tells us, even though she was isolating herself from the family, there was a period of time that maybe she wasn't, and nobody was.
Yeah, she says no one comes over to my house. And remember Cody's whole big line about how no one in this family will ever be lonely,
Mhm.
because we have this big family.
Yeah.
And I don't think anyone's really checking in on her. And then so she's okay, so she's telling the family that, she's to them, she's presenting it different to them than she does in her confessional.
Yes, and that's why I was very confused this
It
whole
is
time. I'm like,
confusing.
are they cutting this stuff out? But they all look so confused that
Yeah.
I was like, "Oh no, she's talking very cryptically to
She
them."
hasn't told them about the catfish, and
Yeah.
I think, is this the way she breaks it to them? Is this how they
I
find out? I was like watching this episode, or after this episode, they were forced to, because she's making it sound to the family, she's making it sound like she needs to go find herself, because she says, "Don't be surprised if one day I just leave," or
Mhm.
and they're thinking, "Oh, okay, yeah, like to go off and find yourself and get,
Yeah.
okay, yeah, that's reasonable, and well, we're here for you, and when you come back." And they're still very confused, like, what is she
Mhm.
talking about? Cody is completely confused because he
He
has never even noticed, and he doesn't
Mhm.
notice anything about Mary. He pays no attention to her.
Well, did you notice this entire scene? And again, this could be cut out, but
Mhm.
Cody does not ask her one question. We have
No.
Robyn coming in, Christine, Janelle, because they're all very concerned. They're all like, "Well, what does this mean? And what do you need?" All of those things. Cody says nothing.
Mhm.
He's just staring at her the whole time.
Yeah. He's totally confused. But then she starts saying in the confessional, she starts talking about how because she was so lonely, she started making friends on social media, started talking to this one person. He was saying everything that she wanted to hear.
Made her
Um,
trust him right
yeah.
away.
And
And they
she was
laughed. He made her
he
laugh.
made her laugh.
No one was making her laugh.
Yeah. And, but she did also say, oh, and then, yeah, and also, this person expressed love and attraction to her.
Again, something that
Right.
Cody has not expressed in a long, long time.
That felt weird. Or
Mhm.
I mean, that felt good. But then she said it started to get weird. And she actually said that she noticed some things very early on talking to this person, but
Mhm.
she still, like, she was so overwhelmed by all this other talk that she kind of ignored that.
Can I ask you a question? So what do you
Mhm.
think? Because one of the things that she does point out here is she said I was he was speaking to me about, attraction and love, and it was very flattering. And then she makes a comment of like, but I felt weird about that and I knew that wasn't right. So I then had to say no to him, but he kept pushing the issue. Do you think that she honored her marriage, or in that
Mhm.
moment you think she did?
Yeah.
Or do you think that maybe she did explore a little bit of like, okay, so should we meet? And what would this look like? Versus, no, 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 I can't possibly do this. We can meet as friends. I'm wondering if she did entertain a little bit. Maybe not necessarily to run off and have an affair,
Yeah.
but I think that she would, I don't know. I feel like she was willing to meet.
She wanted to meet, and that was one of the red flags in the beginning, that, he wouldn't meet her, and there were cracks in the story. And she says this was within the first week of talking, but she said she chose to ignore it because she enjoyed talking to someone. Um, and then she doesn't really talk about how it unraveled or how she found out. I mean, she does say that she found out, she thought she was talking to a man.
Hmm.
But it turns out that she was talking to a woman, and then she was pulling away from the family because she was trying to protect them, because I think this person was starting to make threats
Hmm.
to her, saying that she knew, obviously she knew who Mary Brown was,
Yes.
knew what she looked like, where she lived, all this, knew her family, and Mary realized she put her family in jeopardy, and that's why she was
Hmm.
crying, saying, like, they don't know what I've done and what I've brought into this family.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and then then she, going back to when she's talking to everybody else at the table, again, she's just talking, like, saying, well, maybe
Yeah.
I'll go back to school, um maybe a week away alone on a camping trip. And then Janelle says, but you must be back by Thanksgiving. And Robyn says, "If Meri doesn't want to do this anymore, we'll support you." What does that mean? Like, what, doesn't wanna
Mm,
be in the family anymore?
I don't know. Well, before that, did you clock the whole thing with Christine? Because Christine is kind of a little bit more direct, not in that moment, but in
Mhm.
a confessional about, like, hey, Leon's been gone for 2 years now.
Mhm.
So this is not like Leon just left 6 months ago. Leon's been gone for 2 years. Christine keeps saying, I just want her to try something different. She needs to stop being scared and come on. And so that makes me wonder if maybe some of the resentment that the family feels a little bit was maybe it wasn't necessarily Cody, but maybe Christine. I could see Christine being thoughtful about this. And I don't know so much Janelle, maybe Robyn too. I don't know. Like, I think maybe they said something to her and said, hey, Meri, what are you going to do now? Like, why don't you go back to school? Why don't you do this?
Mhm.
I'm sure Meri has been talking in circles about this to them. And I'm sure Christine at this point, she doesn't know about the catfishing maybe, but she's at
Mhm.
this point of like, yeah, I've been talking to her about this for 2 years. Like, what are we doing here? Just do it already. And I think that's her frustration of,
Yeah.
yeah. And then why are you talking about it all so cryptid, crypt, crypt, say the word for me.
Cryptically.
Thank you. Um, yeah.
Yeah, because we don't know how long into Leon being gone she started doing this. I mean, obviously, this is, I don't think it's been the whole 2 years that
Mhm.
she's, yeah,
Well,
I don't know. I feel for Meri. This
I
is a
do. This
shitty,
is really
shitty
painful.
position to be in, and feeling lonely when you have your whole family like just living right next
Yeah.
door to you like that.
Mhm.
And yeah, I mean, how much were people really trying to include Meri? We know Cody was completely ignoring her.
Mhm.
Um,
And listen, Janelle and Christine and Robyn all have young kids. They all
mhm,
have little kids. And I mean, listen, and I can't imagine what it's like to have six. But
mhm.
you got to give Robyn. I mean, Robyn does have 3 kids and 4 kids and she's pregnant. I mean, it's their lives are busy. And I bet you
Yeah.
anything that Meri probably did not do a very good job of saying, hey, I'm lonely. You need to invite me to things, or hey, I need this, or hey, I need
Or can
that.
I just come over and
Yeah.
talk?
Yeah. Um, but this whole thing is really, I mean, it's hard. It's hard to listen to because you really do feel her pain. And I wonder if she had been talking to people on social media for a while, like
Mhm.
friendly, and nothing like this had ever happened. And then this person kind of comes out of the woodwork. But I've always wondered, how long did they talk for? How long from the time that they started talking and were talking more and more to the time in which Meri figures out it's a woman?
I think it
Because I've
was at
never,
least a few
so
months.
it's a couple months. Okay. I
Yeah.
could never
And
figure out if it was the way she's describing it seems like weeks, but I used to think it was like much longer.
I think it
But
was at least a couple months, and I know there were times where the big thing was about meeting.
mhm.
Obviously, it always is in these catfish
Yeah.
situations, right? So, I think there were times when they were supposed to meet, and then at the last minute they didn't, and that's where the woman, Jackie Overton, who was actually pretending to be this man,
Mhm.
she the catfish person, which was her, would talk about, I think, would talk about this person, Jackie Overton, as a in the
Mm.
third person, and it was
Yeah.
like his assistant or his friend or something. And there was a time where they were supposed to meet at Disneyland or something, and of course, Samuel Jacob Cooper doesn't show up, but Jackie Overton shows up and
Mm.
says, "Oh, he couldn't make it," or I could have the facts of that wrong, but I mean, it was a lot of this, the bait of, okay,
Yeah.
now we're going to meet, and then it gets
Mhm.
pulled away. Now we're going to meet, and it gets pulled away. And so, that went on for a while. And so, yeah, it's really messed up, but it sounds like that they were making threats, and now she's like, "Oh my god, I've drugged my family into this." And
Mhm.
you know, she had to come clean in order to protect her family. And
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
and again, Cody like makes it all about him. He says, it's what she's saying sounds like she's leaving. Sounds like she's leaving and he's afraid to ask. He thinks that it's just that Meri doesn't want to be married to him
Of
anymore.
course.
Yeah, but she wants the family, but she doesn't want to be married to him. And it's
Mhm.
like, no, she still wants to be married to you, and she's still
Yeah.
going to try to be for the next, I don't know, there's like 5, 6 more years or whatever it is.
Yeah. Well, he says this. He's worried Meri is gonna say, "This is you."
Yeah,
Because maybe you kinda know that you
yeah,
are causing that you are part of this problem, that you aren't paying enough attention to her, that you
right.
aren't. Because, aren't you still going over there every 4th night? I mean, are you?
Oh God, no.
So, I mean, that makes you so there's also that part of it too, which is that you obviously aren't even clocking any of this stuff that's going
No.
on because you would have if you had gone over there every 4th night.
No, because remember Mary had a list of stuff, and she hadn't completed it, and
Oh, that's right.
he wasn't gonna be going over there spending the night until she
Yeah.
completed the list.
This is the
Yeah.
moment in which, and I understand hindsight's 2020, but all I could keep thinking was, God, what if Mary had used this as an opportunity to say, you know what? I do love this family and I love my new home, but I'm
Mhm.
not going to be married to this man anymore. Like,
Mhm.
I want to be out of this.
And
I
I'm
want
gonna live
out
my own life
and I'm going
and
to live
do
my own
my
life
thing.
because this could have been a perfect situation for her. She could start dating someone new.
Yeah.
She could have the house. She's there. She could be used in different ways for the family, still go to the things, but and I think that travel with this person, I think I kept thinking like, God, this would have been so good. And then you wouldn't have had to move to Flagstaff. You're like, me and Bob are staying here in Vegas. You sell
Right.
the other houses, you
Well,
know?
that's the thing, their culture says that, yeah, even when your kids leave, you still have to stay and help the younger families, but it's like, but why? She should have been able to just yeah, she didn't have anything in common with. She was barely friends with these people
Yeah.
already.
Yeah.
She didn't have anything in common. She was in a completely different place in her life. I don't wanna hang around people at my age that have a bunch of young kids.
Oh God, no.
No.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
mean, I don't wanna watch their kids. I don't wanna and seriously, I don't wanna do
Yeah.
stuff with their kids. Um, so why should yeah, they want her to just, like, fit into their agenda and their lives and
Yeah.
use her for her money
Mhm.
and when it's convenient for them. But
Mhm.
no, she should have been able to just live her life. Just
Well,
live.
I also wonder at this point, right? We already, as we're reading in Christine's book, we already, we know that Christine has already kind of said we cannot be, you've got to be out of my life. So I'm wondering if after the McKelty incident at the grocery store, if that if so that's happened. So Christine's already kind of put up a wall with
Mhm.
Meri. So and I don't think, nobody's running off to jobs anymore in the way they used to be. So I think Christine's home. So Christine doesn't need any help, nor does she want the help. Robyn's got babysitters, as
Mhm.
we all know.
And she has
And
Cody helping her.
yeah, and Cody. And, Janelle's Miss Independent. And, God, her youngest Savannah's making lists. I mean,
Yeah.
Savannah's probably got a part-time job at this point. So there's a little
Well,
bit,
Janelle and Mary never liked each other
yeah,
to
that
begin with,
too.
so
So the other part of it too is it's not like anyone was dropping it's not like she was getting invitations. No one was dropping their kids off. No one wanted to drop their kids off. Remember,
no.
she wanted to take Saul away for the night. They wouldn't let her do that. Like, so
Mhm.
then what is her place?
Right.
What is her place at all? But they can cash her checks. They love that LuLaRoe
Oh,
money.
they love yeah, and they needed her money to move to Flagstaff.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah. She was on the podcast, the TJ and Amy, the ones
Yeah,
that
I
had an
saw that.
affair.
I saw that. I was thinking about watching it, but I keep going back and forth because Mary never spills anything. So it's like,
No.
am I going to get any information? The only thing I saw was like, no, she's not going to read Christine's book. And it's like, I didn't think you would anyway.
Yeah. Well, I listened to part of the podcast. It's like 2 parts. I think I listened to the first part. And she did talk about dating
Mm-hmm.
and how it was kind of hard because sometimes people did know who she was
Mm-hmm.
and that felt weird. They wouldn't say anything at first. And then sometimes people wouldn't know who she was, and then they would find out, and then they'd be like, "I can't, like,
Yeah,
I don't wanna be part of that." So I feel for her.
I do.
That must
Yeah.
be really hard, and she did say that there have been people who wanted to date her just for the fame and the
Yeah.
money, and
I think that was
so
that guy. Remember what Amos?
yeah,
That was
Amos.
Amos, maybe.
So, she's trying, she's out
Mhm.
there, and, I hope she finds someone. She's
Yeah.
I don't know, it was so clear, that they don't watch the show, they don't know shit about her, they just, someone booked Mary on their show because 'cause
Mhm.
they're asking, like, these dumb questions, and, um, so it's not like a great interview, but I felt like she was being, genuine and forthright and
Yeah.
answering questions. I mean, but yeah, she's not gonna go on there and dish about Christine. She's like, I don't,
Yeah.
just not gonna do that.
Well, what I wonder too is, energetically,
Mhm.
right? I think that energetically, I don't think Mary's ready for a relationship. And I think this is why she keeps running into these problems or into these situations because she seems very closed off. I mean, Christine was just open and
Mhm.
ready for anyone to walk through. And knowing how low, I mean, maybe Mary just has much higher standards, but because Christine was just really looking for someone who would pay attention to her. And to me, I feel
Mhm.
like, isn't that like what you're looking for too, Mary? I mean, how great does this guy have to be? Um,
Right. That's the thing. I think, I love David. I'm not saying there's anything
oh, no,
wrong
no,
with
no.
David,
David's great.
but she that yeah, Christine she probably lowered her expectations to exactly what you said. I just want someone who pays attention to me, who loves me, who thinks I'm sexy, whatever. And she happened to luck out to get a guy who is all that. Plus, he's
Hmm.
got a job, he's got his own company, he's a
Yeah.
family man. I mean, but it doesn't have to check all these boxes
Hmm.
necessarily. But the most important box to check is just to find someone who just thinks that you're great. And,
Yeah.
and so, yeah, maybe Mary is looking for too many things. And yeah, no, I see what you're saying. And
Yeah.
energetically, she's still closed off,
Yes.
and then she'll start talking about her gobbledygook pseudo psychology talk.
Oh, is she still doing the worthy up thing? Is that still happening? Was that what she was
I don't
promoting on the
know.
show? Why was
No,
she booked on their show
I'm not
anyway?
quite sure. I'm
Yeah.
not oh, because of the season,
Oh, got it.
I guess the season premiere. Yeah, so TJ says to her, "Oh, so like how many seasons is this?" And she's like, "Well, we've had 19 seasons." And he's like, "Oh, have you been on every season?" And she's like, "Oh yeah." Some of his questions were so dumb. I'm just
Well,
like, how do these two numbnuts have a podcast?
what drives me
It's
crazy too is someone is producing your podcast. Someone is doing it. You have a
yeah.
producer or some intern that they're paying nothing to who has spent the time to write all of this stuff down. It was probably in a one sheet. TJ, all you had to do was read the one sheet. That's it. And maybe watch an episode or two. The episodes are 22 minutes in the beginning.
I
So,
know.
dear God, you two I mean, that shows me that you do no prep, zip zero prep at all, even though it's all done for you.
Yeah.
Ugh, that's
All
gross.
right. Well,
Yeah.
that's a wrap on
Yeah. Well,
season
we see the
9.
last scene where everybody's having dinner that final night or whatever, and Cody gets up and they're in two different tables, and it's so funny because he's making this speech and he's acting like this host, to everyone. He's like, well, thank you so much for being here and all this. I'm like, dude, you did not pay for this. You didn't do any of this. Like, he's acting, or that he's the host of a restaurant. Like, he's not
Mhm.
sitting anywhere. He's just wandering around. And then his big conclusion to the Mary stuff is, well, I guess we just need to be in a prayerful state. Prayerful
Whatever that
state,
means.
whatever that
Yeah.
means, which again means reflection. But when it's prayerful, you don't really have to take full accountability for it, apparently.
Mm. You just wait
Yeah, for
the
someone to
for
tell
the
you what to
answer from
think.
God.
Yeah, even
Okay.
though the answer from God is from your own head.
Well, next week we will be back with episode 1 of season 20.
I know, very
And I'm not
exciting.
sure if it's going to be if we're going to be releasing on Monday or Tuesday. I don't know if we have do we have screeners set
Well,
up?
I'm pretty sure we're good for Sister Wives, so I think we'll be able to
Okay.
do Mondays.
Okay.
It's I think it's the other shows that we're struggling with, but yeah, we're good with that. And if you
Okay.
are a fan of Sister Wives and you're here and you say, I need more Sister Wives and more of these sisters talking about Sister Wives, come to our Patreon. We are covering Christine's book. Every week we put out a new episode on Sunday. We're just taking it as we come. We usually make it through 3 to 4 very short chapters at a time.
moving very slowly,
We are
but it's more
moving.
bang for your buck.
Yes, exactly. So that is now only available on Patreon, our continued coverage at the $8 level. So go check us out. And there's lots of other things there. You get a weekly bonus, you get a true crime. This month, we're going to recording, we're talking about the Adelson family, Donna Adelson, Charlie Adelson, that Dan Markel, that murder in Florida. We also do an Ask Us Anything. So you can ask us questions about psychology and therapy or mental health or law, legal issues, or anything else that we can talk about or you want our opinions on. So there's a lot of great stuff over there. There's other ways to follow us. If you are a fan of ours and you haven't already, if you could please go and give us a 5-star rating and review on Apple, Spotify, wherever you're listening, that would be so helpful. It helps people find our show. What else? You can follow us on social media. We're on YouTube. Hi, come over here and subscribe. And what else?
Subscribe to the podcast, share an episode of the podcast with a friend who also loves Sister Wives. We also have a whole back catalog of documentaries. We've been doing this for 3 years, so we have a lot of content.
Yes.
Just, even on just the free feed, we have tons of docs, and we cover Sister Wives, Love is Blind, and just like that, that nobody liked. But we liked
Well, you know what? In the true Psycholegal Pop fashion, today is actually, as we're recording this is our 3-year anniversary.
And we forgot.
We forgot. We did not say anything about any of it. We forgot.
Yeah, our social media manager, Peggy, she remembered.
Yeah, she's on it.
She designed this logo, and she's like, what do you think of this? And I'm like, oh, yeah, that's right. It's our 3-year anniversary. So thank you for everyone who has supported us over the last 3 years. And
yes.
It's very exciting. Who knew we would take this Sister Wives thing this far?
Oh, I know. 3 years, crazy. Did you think we would make it these 3 years?
I don't know. I don't know what I thought when we started or where I thought it was going to go. I kind of had no expectations. So
yeah, same here.
Yeah.
And look at us now. Okay, I think that's it. Thank you so much, everyone. Thanks for listening.
Thanks, everyone.
See you next time. Bye.
Bye.